Hey you guys, it's Heather Powers. I'm a grateful girl. It's been a few days, a little bit more than a few days since we talked last, and when we did, I was in the process of cleaning up my chrysalis and restoring it back to the order that I found it in. Walls that gave birth to my spirit in a new and fresh way, where I would say my awakening happened. I'm grateful for those walls, but I'm really grateful to be in a new season and to be staying where I am right now. I'm actually staying with a friend of mine for a short period of time, a transitional period of time before I move into another season of transition, a permanent transition, which I'm very excited about. But I wanted to share something with you. I had the rare privilege today of speaking into someone's life regarding a traumatic event that had happened to her, something that I resonate with because I had a very similar traumatic event happen in my life when I was a younger woman, which so profoundly affected my development as a woman. She had a date rape situation, which I have had that in my experience as well, and just being able to encourage her in terms of just the pain that is, and the things that it kind of stops, the growth that it kind of stops for a moment in your life until you kind of get your head wrapped around what's occurred. You know, it's funny, Jason was reading something to me earlier on today about grief. And before I shared with this young woman, I really was meditating about just the tool that grief is. Pain and grief both are some of the most profound tools that we ever have in order to transform in our lives. They're gifts, and we don't always see them that way. A lot of times we want to rush through the process of grief or not experience the pain that is associated with different events that culminate in our lives, and we miss opportunities. The thing about it is, if we don't sit with these things long enough and let them have their way and their process in our lives, they show up somewhere else. And if we don't allow them to really complete the work that they're designed to do, they just keep popping up in other areas. And often what happens is they creep up and become bigger and bigger issues that take much longer to work through. When I had my traumatic events early on in my life, we didn't know the importance, I think, of really seeking counsel or seeking help in these areas, and that it was even something to be grieved, because when something happens to us, whether it's a loss of a marriage, loss of someone that we love through a death or transition in their life, moving from this experience to the next, losing their physical presence in our life, losing just the closeness of certain relationships that once were very close and have drifted away. These are all forms of loss, and often we just resist the idea of grieving these things, though grief is an essential process that we need to take seriously. I recognize now that when we do, and when we're willing to go that mile and just sink into the feelings that surround the pain and sadness that we have of losing certain things, it flowers into new capacity for us to experience gratitude and joy. It's often the heartbreaks in our lives that become the very gateways for us to experience new depths of who we are, and to see the spirit just moving in places in us that we didn't even know existed, and opening up new just expansions of our heart. It opens up our ability to experience other people. You know, when you know the sorrow of really losing someone or something that you really, really valued, it allows you to see with new glasses the gift that those other people that are in your life really truly are. And as you move into new relationships, you know how to appreciate them better. You know what to treasure, the moments to treasure. You know um, the things that are worth letting go, and the things that are worth hanging on to, that sometimes on the side before the grief we don't necessarily know to treasure. So I guess today I just want to leave you with this. I read a really good Rumi quote on this. He says, "Don't run away from grief, O soul. Look for the remedy inside the pain, because the rose came from the thorn and the ruby came from the stone." And that's really true. If we're willing to see our pain and our grief as a tool in our lives, they become keys to much deeper and richer, authentic experiencing of ourselves. And that is what this journey is about. It's about learning to carve out deeper wells to experience this life and the people that we love that are around us. And then we get to pass it on. I'm grateful to be on this journey with you. I am Heather Powers. I'm a grateful girl for so many reasons today. And it's November, Gratitude Month. So join me. I'm not going back, are you?